Good morning, gang. Happy Thursday morning. We plod along through the clown world that is the United States at this point. Before I get started today, first thing I want to let everybody know, and I'll link this below so you guys can go take a look at it. Y'all need to go see Travis's video on the Prepared Homestead from yesterday. In a nutshell, I'll let him explain all the details to it, but it's very important. The state of Missouri has now decided to put a bill through their legislature to classify the homes of anybody that homeschools their kids as a school. So your house is now technically a school, which leads into another issue. Is that if you have a gun in your house, now a school, that's a felony. Liberals are doing anything crazy they can, twisting the laws and trying to write new ones to further their agenda by any means possible, including absolute insanity. But I guess that kind of falls into place considering the one they have leading their party is completely insane. You look at what is going on and the panic, the desperation of the Democrats right now. They can see the writing on the wall just like everybody else is, that their tenure of power is about to come crashing down. And so what they are going to do, what they already are doing, is playing on the naivety of the population of the United States, the stupidity of the people, okay? All the people that vote for a candidate just because they've got a D behind their name, or all the people just because they have an R behind their name, okay? You hear all the talk all the time. I don't like Donald Trump, blah, 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 blah. Okay, tell me about his policies, what you don't like. I've said many times in here, Trump is not a guy I want to sit down and have a beer with, okay? But the one whose policies I agree with are his, okay? Hey, maybe he's a nice guy. That's great. Maybe he's not. You hear all the stories all the time about, oh, he's Uncle Joe, he's such a nice, peaceful man. And then you hear the stories of him going off on four-letter word tirades to his staff when things don't go his way, okay? The public persona and the private persona of politicians is very different. You know, look at any of them. You know, Eric Swalwell wasn't out there parading around going, look, I'm sleeping with a Chinese spy. You know, no, they wind up doing that in secret, okay? You know, go back again. I don't give a rat's ass about mean tweets. If that's the reason you don't want to vote for a candidate because you don't like what he tweeted, but you're okay with 40% inflation, you're okay with crime going up across the country, you're okay with us getting involved in more and more wars, you're okay with an invasion from the southern border, you're okay with all this DEI BS, you're okay with all this transgenders have more rights than everybody else, you know, the 1% has more authority, if you will, to make decisions in the country than the 99%, get your head screwed on straight, okay? You look at just some of this stupidity. This is the craziness that happened yesterday, okay? Joe Biden with this comment.
Elect me. I'm in the 20th century, 21st century.
Okay, so he's living in the 20th century. Congratulations, Joe. The rest of us have been living in the 21st century and have been for more than 2 decades. Okay? Get a clue. Catch up. Maybe you want to look at the great authority that DEI has done in our military, how how military capable we are. Maybe you'd like to see the commander of the USS John McCain in this video. Anybody notice anything wrong with that? This is the guy who is runs the ship. He's the ultimate authority on this ship, the #1 guy. Everybody on the ship reports to him. And he's out firing a rifle and didn't even notice that the scope is on backwards. Oh, great. Which end of the airplane goes forward? Oh, is that a bomb on there, or is that a fuel tank? I mean, incompetence. This is what we have. I mean, that commander shouldn't be getting a photo op of him shooting a rifle. He should be raising hell with his armorer for putting a scope on a rifle backwards. But you know what? The commander didn't even notice it himself. Okay. That might be a problem. Then you have this one.
Take a look at the things that they're rolling back. Remember I said ages ago, they, in their minds, they want to bring slavery back. They're okay with it.
Right, Whoopi. I guess we are trying to bring back slavery. What was it Biden said? They're trying to put you back in chains. Let's bring up the race thing, because that's all you ever have, okay? Everything, the Democrats only have 2 things that they can go off of, both of which are lies, okay? That the racial tensions in the United States, okay, yeah, the racial tensions are very high. Why? Because the Democrats keep stoking it like crazy. You had one Democrat congresswoman from Texas yesterday come up and say she thinks that blacks should no longer have to pay taxes. That's reparations. How is that not racist? That the black population doesn't have to pay taxes. Okay? My answer is very simple. If you don't pay taxes, you shouldn't be able to benefit from the stuff that you get from taxes, which means you don't get police protection anymore. The fire department's not coming to your house. Oh, in regards to your house, no more subsidized housing, because that's subsidized by taxpayers. Oh, food stamps? Sorry, that's paid for by tax dollars. You don't get that anymore. Welfare checks? Sorry, you don't get those anymore. If you don't want to play as part of the system, if you want to be as outside the system, you're outside the system. You don't get to pick and choose what things you like and what things you don't. Simple as that. I don't like paying taxes. I don't think I get much benefit from what I pay in the way of taxes. Maybe I don't see a lot of it, okay? Sure, the military's out there, and some of my tax dollars go to pay for the military. Some of my tax dollars go to pay for the interstate system stuff. Okay, great. I drive on highways, and I kind of like having protection of this country. Back when we had a competent military, before Obama screwed everything up. But it doesn't mean I can just stop paying taxes. And for all the people that think, oh, that's how we're going to get back to them. Go ask Wesley Snipes how not paying taxes turned out for him. You want free housing and free food? Don't pay your taxes. You'll get it. You'll get yourself a little 8x10 room, too, that you can go outside for 1 hour a day. This is the lunacy that is going on. And then, again, going back to talking about what Travis said, is now they're going to try to make your home considered a school, and therefore if you got a gun in your house, it's a gun in a school, so therefore now you're a felon? No. Okay? Sorry, it doesn't work like that. We need to spread the word as fast as we can to enlighten these idiots that, hey, Stop listening to CNN, stop listening to MSNBC, stop watching The View, and go out and start finding out the truth on some of this. It's out there. People just need to look for it and stop parroting the same lines that are repeated over and over and over and over on the propaganda machine that is the liberal media. I mean, again, remind them, Russia, 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 Russia. Remember, Trump was colluding with the Russians. Heard that parroted millions of times by the media. But then when the investigation came out, who did it turn out that was colluding with the Russians? Oh, that would have been Hillary Clinton. Okay. So again, we have them Democrats accusing Republicans of doing exactly what the Democrats are doing themselves. All right? So then you tie back all this into it. Who are the biggest racists in the country? Democrats. Okay? That is beyond provable. Okay? Ridiculously easy to prove. Then you get some of these other stupid things that are being pushed through Congress right now. Pay attention to this stuff. Watch what's going on. Get the facts. Talk to your congressman. Write them an email. Call their office. Okay? You'll at least get a staffer on the phone, even if you call their local office or you call their Washington, and say, WTF are you doing? No. You're in Missouri. You better be calling your state representatives and saying, oh, hell freaking no. Okay? The education system, the Department of Education in this country has completely failed our kids for 2 generations now. I mean, we all know they're indoctrination centers, not education centers. And so now, because responsible people are going, no, I want my kids to learn math, English, financial skills, life skills, history, true history, not rewritten history. I'm going to teach them at home. And now the state is considering doing whatever they can to prevent you from doing that. This has to stop. It's imperative this stops. Because if it doesn't, we don't have a country anymore. And if these lunatics get reelected because the sheeple are too blind come November, the United States will cease to exist in a second term of the clown show. Pinball out.